Welcome back, James Mandolare YouTube followers. Really appreciate it. All you got to do is take a view, and I'm happy. The rest is just gravy. I hope you're enjoying these playthroughs of Sid Meier's Civilization VI, The Gathering Storm by Firaxis Games. We're playing as Rome, and it is in game time 750 before Caesar. 750 years before Caesar. Now, it's 40 years per turn. So, a great grandfather of Gaius Julius Caesar is now Lord of Rome. It's not a king. I'm not sure when the kingdom began in Rome. I probably should have looked that up. It's probably noted somewhere. They probably don't know because it was kind of back in the earliest days of the empire, of the Roman civilization, I should say, because it became an empire in the years and the decades after Caesar. It was kind of a process. Now, Caesar crossed the Rubicon with his legions and came into Rome, and the aristocracy that had made him a criminal for not giving up his legions, because it was against the law that a proconsul of Rome had legions. It was kind of a trick, it was one of those political tricks to kind of hamstring poor Caesar. He brought great glory to Rome. He doubled the size of Rome by taking over Gaul, and he was a great general and a prodigy and a beloved of the common people because he would court their favor by paying their rents, and he also had many ideas that were actually good for the people. He wasn't just, according to legend anyway, just out for the aristocracy, like every other leader of Rome had been forever. And so that can be trouble, right? You got to watch your back when you start trying to do good things for the lower classes. I myself think that we should be practicing trickle-up economics and supporting the lower classes, not the upper classes. The upper classes can support themselves. They don't need subsidies. And they don't need irrelevant medical insurance business to foster their wealth. That's just a rip-off of the American people, and it's heartless and cruel, and shows that our civilization has really become corrupted and has abandoned the very basic decency of compassion for others more than always being out for yourself. And I think our American culture, if not actually the people, seems to betray this kind of selfish, exaggerated narcissism. And it's come to kind of, I think, endanger our very democratic processes at this point. Did the same thing in ancient Rome. So Caesar came to quell that kind of dissent and tell the Senate that he wasn't going to relinquish his legions. In fact, he was going to break the historical taboo and bring his damn legions with him and do whatever he pleased, because he was blessed by Venus and destiny to be the dictator of Rome. So he did become dictator of Rome. Now, in those days, dictator didn't mean what it means today, because dictator is a bad thing. In those days, it was a person that took emergency powers in order to safeguard the republic because it was in danger in some way. And here's some good news for our Rome. We just got 345 desperately needed dollars. Why? Well, gold gives you power to buy things. That's as simple as that, just like it does in this world. And now we can breathe a little easier. We got some money. We can do upgrades to our units if we want, because gold is kind of universal. Faith you have to use for specific purposes. Science points, of course, increase your science. Cultural points get you through the civics tree, and also brings you neat things like great people and stuff. All right, we're going up to Atium, kind of ahead of this settler. Settler's coming up. I want to just make sure, and then that scout was actually supposed to go check out that barb camp, just to make sure And also some of my troops want to get up there. Now, should I do this? Get this guy to become a legion? What? Yeah, of course you should. Duh. It's going to cost me $150. And also, if I can get a certain card off this civics tree, I'll show you what I mean. We'll get back to that guy. Hold on. We're going to open up the old civics tree, because at this point of the game, I like to do this. There's some major stopping off points for your military now in the civ tree. And this will show you kind of a neat game I like to play. Nothing is carved in stone. We do want to get divine right down here, right? We definitely want to get to divine right. We can get to it in 12 turns. We're working on naval tradition. We're not going to boost naval tradition. It's 8 turns. We got 8 turns for mercenaries, so I'm going to switch to mercenaries. Going to try to get there through feudalism, and instead of putting turns into naval tradition at this point. We're not going to kill a unit with a quad trireme because we don't have any ships. We should get some ships for sure. It's kind of a hint that we should. And it's going to take us a while to get to mercenaries. But you see what happened? It switched off naval tradition, switched to feudalism, because you have to have feudalism before you can get to mercenaries. So now that's what it's going to do. This is 1. Up here is 2, mercenaries. Then I want it to go to mercantilism. I'm going to put the shift key down on my keyboard, hit mercantilism. Now, it's added all these numbers. It's going to go feudalism first, just like I programmed it to, up to mercenaries. But to get to mercantilism, and why do I want mercantilism? Well, right here is a privateer, and that's a naval raider. It's great to go and get pillaging. So I want to get that. But what I'm looking for here is something else here, and it's got to be here somewhere. Guess it's down the line here. Yeah, here it is. I also want to get to this quickly. And this is all about military, because here it grants the ability of forming 2 identical units into a corps, or 2 naval units into a fleet. And that makes it twice as strong. Now it's like an arm. It's like a battalion instead of a corps, or a corps instead of a troop. Double the strength, double the potency, and then you want to get to, I think it's there. Yeah. To mobilization. So I'm going to hit the shift key. I'm going to hit this. I'm going to take 14 different civics to get there. And each have many turns, 55 turns at this point to get here. But that's where we can have 3 different units form into military. Now that's a path, and it's picked out the quickest path to those particular civics, you see. But I might want to, like, Divine Right's not here, and I want to get Divine Right before I get any of these things, right? So, Divine Right. Okay. Now all these are gone that we put on there, right? We've changed our mind. Now we're going to get civic service instead of naval tradition, so we can get Divine Right, so we can get a better government, so then we can get mercenaries, and then we can go on, or we could just go, now that we got Divine Right cooking, hit our shift, go to mobilization, hit it again. That's going to go through all of these different civ, including nationalism, which we want, mercantilism, which we want, right? It's going to do this first, this second, and then third, going to go to feudalism, start this chain again. And we'll let it do that for a while. We'll probably change our mind again, but I just wanted to show you how you can have this function where you can kind of program the development of these trees to get what you want. And we can do the same thing to the science tree. It's kind of fun. take the science tree, and you can always change it. That's why in the end I changed it all again, just to show you that it is possible to do it, and it's not carved in stone. Now, let me expound just for a second on this technology tree. I found with my strategy there's two things that kind of conflict here. One, you have to get a good military in order to pull this off. And you have to get to oil eventually. Here, revealing oil is it's like horses or iron has been for us so far. It's farther on down and toward the the end game, but it is a strategic resource that you have to have in order to have a modern military. So you want to get refining. So I'm going to hit it. Okay, look at that, 14 again. That's what it was on the Civ tree for nationalism or whatever, mercantilism or whatever it was. Wasn't either of those. So it's now programmed to get construction, go to apprenticeship. That sounds good to me. And what you're doing here is you're increasing your military all along, all the way up to here. It's all this bottom part of the tech tree, and it's all your military. We want metal casting for sure, because that brings our $300 pay off and up to $500. We want steel. Where's steel? We want steel, but we're not getting it in this chain because it's up here with oil. But we get this first and then shift, hit steel. Okay, it'll go steel next after it gets done with this chain now, which may be the best thing to do. But guess what? We also want a science victory, which is the other side of the tech tree. Science victory needs to get rocketry. So now I'll shift and hit rocketry. 34 turns before we even get anywhere near what we need to finish our science victory. Now, is that going to work? Well, I've done it before, but I usually don't pre-program it this far in advance. I'm just doing this to kind of show you how this can work. Now, I don't see anything wrong with this path for now, so I'm going to let it play out. But there may become an urgency for some of these technologies, and we don't want to wait for them. So we'll click off these paths and just concentrate on a particular, urgent need or something like that. But that'll have to, because we might need a boost, and sometimes the two different trees play off each other. There's other reasons to change it. But for now, I'm just going to let it play like that. Now I don't have to deal with it. It'll deal with itself. Like I said, if there's some kind of contingency that needs to change, we can do that. Now we have $447. I don't like keeping warriors around. Want that error score. There we go. We're back in game. Now, we can make peace with Bologna and let it live right smack dab in the middle of our empire. Or we could continue hammering away at it, even with the damn walls, but kind of take a bit of a break and try to sneak around to get this barb camp taken care of. Get these settlers taken care of. And I think we might be able to do that. I'm just going to try to sneak. I'm going to have to keep some of these things, but I just want to sneak some of these guys around and up here to kind of check on these barbs and see if we can't control that barb camp, because that gives us money. These barbarians have been a nuisance to us all. Thank you for your help. Oh, you're a changeable fellow, are you not? And you just yell at me for not dealing with the barbarians, and now you're thanking me for dealing with the barbarians? I think you've been drinking a bit too much of that excellent wine of yours, my friend. Ah, an offer. You want 10 iron. I would say that the winds from the sea are blowing through your brain. There's no way you get my 10 iron. I will not give you 10 iron. I do not wish to give you 10 iron, but I'll send you some wine. Oh, not good enough for you, eh? Well, that's not very cricket of you. What would it take? I gotta pay you more? Oh, no. Not gonna do it. Take your open borders. I don't need your open borders. You don't want my wine. Refuse. You are a greedy little man. As the great Confucius said, the man who asks for favors without preparing the ground doesn't get them. Okay. Now, it's our turn again. It's so good to be able to take some action in the world that actually makes something better, even if it's just a fictitious land made up by Sid Meier and Firaxis Games. It still makes you feel good. You know, when you're dreaming and you're experiencing your dreams at night, your brain doesn't know it's not real. It thinks it's real. And your body has to suppress your physical movement, and it does it, of course, automatically, so that you don't go jumping around when you're in your dreams, because your brain thinks it's real. Isn't that great? Please excuse me, Mr. Politeness says as he coughs. I'm an old guy. I got a cough now and then in the fall. Oh, we've arrived at a nice little settling spot, I think. I'd like to get over in the east more with settlers, but in order to guard this pass and make sure that it can be forever Roman, I shall endeavor to make known my pleasure to dominate this area. I got 300, so I'm going to steal what I can from the Gauls. Make sure they don't get it. There's that. There's that. I wish I had more money to do more, but I'm just going to try to keep stealing from the Gauls up there. Alright, Atrium, let's see, what do you want to get here? How's about a monument? Alright, now we have a base of operations. We can build an encampment up there and begin to use our military. He's going to move over to get the bonus for being next to his buddy and do the old thing they did to the last spearman that dared to try to challenge Rome. We killed him, and we shall kill this man. There are two of us after all. We don't have the +5 barbarian card in, but we have the normal Roman +5 against barbarians. That's helping us out there. Into Medallianum with the scale. I don't know, I kind of feel like playing tonight. I might be able to do quite a few episodes tonight. Of course, it's already after 10, but that's not late for me. No. I'm just going to refuse the deal. I'll offer you some wine, since you apparently seem to like it so much. But not iron, thank you very much. And let's make it a little more expensive here. Not too much, I suppose. How about 6? Yeah, you like the wine, don't you? Well, we do live in the south, so we can grow much nicer wine than the swill that you had at your last feast there. And you got open borders. You're offering open borders. If I offer you open borders, that will be good for our diplomacy. However, I do plan on having a war with you as soon as I unify the Italian peninsula. Seems to be difficult, but that may be for many turns, so I'll accept. I should ask you for more money for open borders. That was wrong. I messed up. Oh well. Okay. Though we don't really want to fight Bologna right now, it wants to fight us. We will once we get this battering ram. Walking the quads and lingering outside classrooms of the campus near Antium, you can hear scholars debate the ideas that will change the world. +3 error score, 700 before Caesar turned 88. So we're getting into a mature civilization here. We're no longer just the new kid on the block. We got construction. The 4 building blocks of the universe are fire, water, gravel, and vinyl. So there's the terracotta army, which is awesome. All current units, 2 random promotion and 1 promotion available and recoverable full HP. Archaeologists come along a bit later. +3 general points. Requires barracks and encampment. You gotta get going on that. But here is a very nice +2 production. Can only be built on woods. Unlocks the builder ability to construct a lumber mill. That's permanent production. Now you can chop for instant production. That helps you immediately get stuff you want. Or you can turn it into a lumber mill and get that production every turn. And sometimes that's better. It all depends on what you want. Now, I'm going to queue up the shrine here. I'm going to get a temple. Whoops. Oh, sorry. Oh, we got plenty of housing. No, that's not important. I don't think we need ancient walls still. Granary would be nice, but we got, like I said, we got plenty. We don't have amenities. We need amenities, and we'll work on that. We'll get a shrine. We'll get this library done. Okay. We'll get a builder up here. Oh, wait a minute. Can we purchase a builder? Indeed we can. Let's do that. We're using up our faith for sure, but we'll need that to get Hercules again. But for now, in this era, since we have monumentality allowing us to use faith to get what we need, then I think it's wise that we use our faith up to the penny on settlers and builders. Mostly settlers, because you gotta settle as Rome. Okay, we need a builder out here bad. We need to buy some hexes out here bad. We need a builder for food. We need food. If we had a trader, it would be good. Maybe we'll try to work on that. See, you want to do everything and you can't. Now, right now, I've been just sort of concentrating on, I'm not going to build a builder because we got the monumentality age. We can get builders. What am I building? What am I building out here? Ancient walls. Yeah, maybe ancient walls would be good out here so I can begin to build a military encampment. 26 turns, it's not a long time. I'd like to get an encampment out here in anticipation of our northern campaign, as it were. Okay, let's grab this tile right here. Let's park ourselves an encampment on it. Let's get the queue, click off that encampment now that we placed it, and do ancient walls for 16 turns. So we have protection first. Then the encampment will give us a double shot of city walls. With an encampment, the encampment also gets a city shot, which is good. Alright, we have an annoying little barb ship out there, probably generated by this guy. Yep, because it spits out galleys, and it will for us too if we want one, which we do. Okay, that's just ducky. We can turn one of those guys into a legion, I think. Actually, alright, again, it's -49 because it hasn't got any food, but it needs this +3 food from Rome, and it'll be fine. Now it's 3 turns. Really does. It's totally dependent on that trade route, which is alright, I guess. Now this guy's been beat up by this ship. I'm going to switch him out. No. I'll heal him up so he's stronger and can take his place. Nobody's threatening that barb camp, though. Alright. Now, I wanted to settle out here to stop the advance of Spain beyond the Pyrenees, and to help this city be kind of like supported by a fellow city, like right here, get this wine and stuff, or maybe here to get all of this production and this production, right? So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? See, you're seeing the extent of it. 1, 2, 3. It's a little far away from this one, but it might be great to have a city here. So I'm going to take this settler and, I can't go too far down there. It's -4. I'm going to settle maybe here. That'll show them. What about here? 1, 2, 3 isn't quite right. That doesn't get that. 3 production might be nice, right? Like that. 1, 2, 3. I can get all of that coastal stuff. 1, 2, 3, all the way to the mountains. Almost. 1, 2, 3. No, I can get to the mountains. That might be good right there. Let me give that a shot. We'll close that barb camp. Who cares? You're going to come out here, take a look at the barb camp. We do have this archer and Venice that may interfere with that barb camp. This one's also going to go out and check out the barbs. This guy's coming back to heal. This guy's shooting this guy just for fun. So I kept him back. Protect the city from the ruffians in Bologna. Alright, we're going to heal up our legion. Okay, this guy's coming down here, and we've cleared the path for this settler. It's going to settle the southern lands. It's our second expansion. Alright, let's see. 1, 2, 3. I want to get this guy out here to explore. Find goodie huts, excellent, and explore the land. She's alright. Oh, I'm getting hurt by the Bologna. They got a city shot now. That was a city shot. They don't even need archers anymore. Well, that might have killed that guy. Oh, no, almost. That's why we got to switch him out. Alright, it's our turn. We're going to switch this guy out. And he's going to go back to heal. Look at him. He's a sad sack. Does this guy need to be in here? How many turns? 7 turns. Don't have enough gold to get a galley. Mandolare. Okay, that would probably appear down here if we did get one. And we will in the times ahead, but why not just back off? That way that ship can't hit him and he can still guard. Go back. One of them could go back, upgrade, come back. Again. I get here and block this guy out. I'm going to probably get myself in trouble there. Okay. I'm going to unblock this guy. He's in friendly territory. That scout, or that, not scout. I always do that. That settler's in pretty friendly territory. And I think he can get on his own out here. Got this scout. We'll pick him up before he gets there. Maybe claim this area. Those 2 wine in that river valley up there, the Amu Dara River. That'd be nice to settle up there. But there's not any woods or any real production out there. And this certainly would put a stop to Spain. Got some horses, which is always good. Maybe settle on the wine. 1, 2, 3. Even maybe here. 1, 2, 3, right to the coast. Yeah, that might not be bad, actually. I wouldn't get the boost in production that the 3 production would give me, but anyway, that's getting kind of tactical. Alright, I do want to sneak this guy around and go with that warrior to get that barb camp so that the city-state doesn't get it and ruin it. Heal up my poor chariot friend. Battering ram coming out in 2 so we can, again, rebuild our military with the help of these barb camps. So we're going to kind of take a hiatus on the war on Bologna, but we'll get back to it. Hey, despite the actual start of the medieval era, many dispute the actual start of the medieval era, but you know it was when Rome discovered machinery. Yippity-doo-dah-day. And there's a nice little war hero for you. One of my favorites. I always like to imitate him and kind of make fun of him. Arthur, he's great. He's got a lot of strengths. With his great glowing magic sword, you can make questing knights out of your troops and they can get a boost and go out and be heroes. Fun, really fun hero. We might get him. I don't know. I'm kind of waiting for Sinbad. I'm kind of waiting for maybe Beowulf to show up. Might want to take a look at the heroes and see who the heck has been discovered here so far. See, not too many. I need 850 faith to claim them, but I'll wait till next era because I'm using the faith in this era to get settlers so we can experience a great expansion of our empire we already have. Now, I do plan to settle out here, but I'm just going to keep going with that guy. Get out there and see what I can steal. He's a thief. He's going to steal stuff. Now, I do want to get this product here because 20% culture yield in host city. So 20% culture yield is going to be great in this city because you got so much culture from the wonder. So I'm going to do that, make that product here. That's good for our culture. Our science is now 35. It's gone up 10 points in the last 2 turns because of Pingala. Our culture is soaring up to 35. The only person beating us in this game is the enemy to the north. And we will have to certainly deal with that and perhaps even forego our war with Bologna altogether. A wiser course would be patient. Patience is a virtue. Build up our military. Take on Bologna. Now it's going to be a siege tower, not a battering ram because it's evolved. Well, that's fine. With apprenticeship, I guess, or whatever came along. We're on to the next civ and the next tech just as soon as we finish one because we set all those trees in motion by programming them prior. We won't even get a notice. It'll just change over. It'll make a sound and we'll see that it changes and we'll get the notice that we have the tech, but it'll just go on its own. It's on automatic now. It's changeable. We can change it up. Did you hit the like button? Maybe think about making a comment. We talked about a lot of things here, about history and about even our modern politics and whatnot. Might have something to say about that. We are at 650 BC. And we are the august ancestor of Gaius Julius Caesar, the great man of Rome. We are of the Julian clan, descendant of Venus, and we are ruling Rome. And I think we've done well by Rome so far. Arretium is now our new northern city, holding off the barbaric Gauls and their tree-worshipping ways. Mediolanum is bravely here alone in the west, holding the fort against the Spanish in the south and the Gauls in the north. Geneva, stuck right between us. Gotta go. We must unify the Italian peninsula. It is our manifest destiny, given to us by Venus herself, the goddess of love and beauty and justice and fairness and all good things, who is our ancestor. So we should know, right? Because we are, of course, divinely inspired. And we will soon be embarking on the next episode. So, hey, you just might have a few gamer friends out there, or some of you have gotten a kick out of this goofy old hippie guy talking to you about Civilization 6 and being goofy and, obviously a strange little fellow from the sticks of nowhere who thinks he knows everything, or whatever it is. Well, feel free. Share it with your friends. I don't mind. There's no paywalls. There's no restrictions. It's marked not made for kids. Although kids probably like this game. Can you imagine the education a kid could get through this game? Come on. It'd be great if I was a father. I'd never had children. I've had some stepchildren, but I never had any children. I would definitely turn him on to this game as a way of educating him. Because it's a very educational game. isn't it? So if you want to subscribe, look at some of my other videos, um, send me a message, whatever, then you can go ahead and do that. What I'm going to do now is say thank you so much. Really appreciate your participation in this process, and I hope you're enjoying the gradual evolution of Rome from a little town on the Tiber now to a lovely city. We got farms on this side of the river and some deer hunting grounds there. We have some great yield of culture here because it's next to the Wonder. We have a Wonder. We have a couple of districts here that are starting to shine and soon become a great military might that can threaten the whole Mediterranean with our brutal ways and be very Roman then. But until then, we will be thinking well of you. I hope it comes back the other way. Back crisscross goes away, the I Ching says in the Taoist text of the Book of Changes. And love and friendship has to go both ways, back and forth. And if your friends, your family, and your lovers are doing that, then they're good people. And you do the same for them, smooth the way for them, they'll smooth the way for you. If everybody took care of everybody else's needs instead of concentrating so much on their own, nobody'd ever need anything in this world. Everybody'd have everything, because everybody'd be giving it to them all the time. And everybody'd be giving you stuff. And the whole world would be happy and at peace. Look forward to that day. A couple hundred years sometimes, empires fall in slow motion. And it takes many, many generations, as it has here in Rome. Remember, every turn is 40 years to the people who live in our little make-believe world here. So, many generations have fought and died for Rome thus far, and many more will in the future. And I hope you'll come along with us on the journey, and I really appreciate it. You will rise as I rise through the evolution of our civilization to the great might that it will become in Gaius Julius Caesar's day. Soon to come, in 650 years, Gaius Julius Caesar will be at the height of his power, so we have that long to finally start a war with the Gauls. We don't have to do it before then. But we're going to have to do it. 90 turns, so we're getting to 100 turns. It's kind of a metric to the end of the early game, the beginning of the middle game for the next 100 to 200 turns. And then 200 plus turns is the end game. So we're getting there. Thanks a lot. Take care. See you on the next one. Coming right up on the playlist. Just a click away. Bye.